right. This one is going to be hard to keep around 5 minutes, but I'll do my best. Dream a Little Dream from 1989. My fiance is a huge fan of the two Coreys, and we were just talking about License to Drive the other night, and I brought up this movie and realized that she's never seen the whole thing. We started it when we were first dating, but she's never seen it all. So I was like, okay, you got to see this. This is my favorite movie with the two of them in it. Obviously, they've got four great movies. They've got Blown Away, which very few people have ever seen, not the Tommy Lee Jones, Jeff Bridges thing. A different Blown Away, kind of a low budget Basic Instinct ripoff, but it's really kind of interesting. And you've got obviously License to Drive and The Lost Boys, of course, which is, I can't count the amount of friends I have that are just obsessed with The Lost Boys. Like, The Lost Boys is a lot of people's favorite film of all time. Probably over 10 of my close friends just love that. But to me, this is where it's at. Now, everybody has their favorite 80s high school teen oriented film, right? The Breakfast Club is the obvious choice. Some Kind of Wonderful, Pretty in Pink, the John Hughes stuff. You've got Valley Girl, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. You've got the trolls like me who are obsessed with stuff like That Was Then, This Is Now, and darker stuff like that. But I always thought this was a little underrated. So let's get into it. The plot makes very little sense. From what I can make out, you've got an older couple played by Jason Robards and Piper Laurie, who are engaged in this sort of transcendental meditation to reach a higher state for various reasons. I mean, this guy is obviously uncomfortable with getting old, and he suckered his wife into this because he thinks they can sort of maintain the state of youth that's outside of their aging bodies. And while they're doing that, this young couple knocks their heads together. The young lady is running from a near rape, and he's running just because he's like, yeah, let's go, let's be alive, let's be young, and smash. They hit their heads, and I guess they all switch bodies, kind of. This plays into that whole 80s fad of, like, the body switching thing, right? Vice versa with Judge Reinhold and Fred Savage, and like father, like son, and shit. There's like a dozen of them. But this is weird because Meredith Salinger, who is fantastic in this, I guess she doesn't like switch her body entirely. She's like half there, so she's got part of the old lady and part of herself. And Corey Feldman, who is now inhabited by the soul of this old man, has to try and convince her that she's this old lady and whatever. The plot doesn't make any sense. In fact, Sunday was like, this movie really doesn't make any sense. And it doesn't. But that said, the message is really good. The message that no matter what age you are, you're going to have all of the same problems. I really like the notion that when Jason Robards inhabits this young kid who he thinks is just this fuck off, this outlaw kid, this wayward, this kid who doesn't care about school and is stepping on his flowers. When he gets in that kid's body, he realizes, oh my God, this is terrible. This is like hell. I would never make it in this school in this kid's shoes. So that's where the movie succeeds. And unlike most teen-oriented movies, this has like solid adult characters. Adult characters that are almost better than all of the young cast. I mean, you've got Harry Dean Stanton, rest in peace. You've got Jason Robards, rest in peace. Oh man, I'm gonna get misty here. Victoria Jackson is actually in this as well. The young cast does great as well. Don't get me wrong. Corey Haim, rest in peace. Oh man, shit. Yeah, a lot of these people have passed on. This is wow. Yeah, Corey Haim, rest in peace. This is one of his best roles. Apparently, he improvised a lot of his dialogue. He's very free here. I don't think he was supposed to be in this movie originally, and he definitely wasn't supposed to have broken his leg, like as the character. But he had a bicycle accident with his mother. He's probably extremely stoned, knowing him, and showed up to the set with a cast. So they had to kind of work it in and just fly by the seat of their pants. And because of that, I think he's very entertaining in this. And actually, out of all the Corey movies, you know, which a lot of them are not good at all, never see the sequel to this. No, I'm serious. Never see the sequel to this. Like, never see the sequel to this. This is, you can tell that they were friends at one point in their life. Like, this has great chemistry with these two, the two Coreys. I mean, to me, this is the movie that really showcases their friendship. The body swapping stuff doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and I would challenge fans of this movie, and I'm a hardcore fan, I would challenge fans of this movie to get back to me on whether or not you can put any of this together, really, in a way that makes sense. Mark Rocco, who is a fantastic director, he did Where the Day Takes You, which I think is a beautiful film, man, with Dermot Mulroney and Lara Flynn Boyle. And if you've never seen Where the Day Takes You, seek that out. But he does an interesting job with this. I'm curious, because there's one of two options here. Either the studio hired him to do a body swapping thing and shoehorned the two Coreys in there and said, you know, just give us a commercial piece. And he made it as artistic as he possibly could. Because there's some really interesting editing choices. Of all the films that sort of utilize and exploit the flash cut 80s MTV music video style, this one does it the best. So maybe they just hired him, says, give us a body swapping thing with the two Coreys, and he turned it into something creative. Or he had a linear film made, and they made him recut it to be more flashy. Either way, I enjoy it because it is kind of like a dream. It lives up to its title. Dream a little dream. It is. You feel like you're dreaming while watching this. Because while it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, you come out of it with some pretty potent emotions, and you want to talk about it. Yeah, this is a wonderful film. Also, props to, what's the gentleman's name? William McNamara. I knew guys like that in high school. He does a really good job here. All right. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Dream a Little Dream. Blue City Reviews. Subscribe if you like what I do. Talk to you soon.